Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio for Tuesday, June 7th, 2022. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. Guyana is no doubt the crown jewel of Hess Corporation's global asset portfolio. With just a 30% working interest in the Stabroek Block, the American company is set to collect $2.6 billion in tax-free revenue for 2022. Specifically, Hess Corporation CEO John Hess was pleased to make this revelation. He said the company received 3 lifts of 1 million barrels of oil from the Stabroek Block, which has 2 ongoing projects, Liza Phase 1 and Liza Phase 2. In the second quarter, he said the lifts will increase to 7 and in the third and fourth quarters, 8 liftings each. It is estimated that deposits into the Natural Resource Fund for 2022 will total $957.6 million, comprising some $857.1 million earned from the government lifts of profit oil and an additional $100.5 million from royalties. By Kaieteur's calculations, ESSO is poised to walk away with $3.9 billion, while CNOOC will get $2.2 billion this year. It therefore means that Exxon and partners will walk away with tax-free $8.7 billion profit in 2022. Meanwhile, Guyana must pay the company's share of income taxes for 2022 from its projected $957.6 million revenue. Meanwhile, the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union has described the non-payment of a salary increase to Guyanese workers by an oil and gas support company as another assault on the rights of locals within the sector. GAWU informed that a named oil and gas support company recently increased wages for its expatriate staff, but has blatantly refused to do so for Guyanese. The labor union said it understands that while the increased cost of living would have promoted the wage increase for the foreign workers, it is reportedly being said that any such increase for Guyanese would be an unnecessary favor. In a public statement, GAWU said it is widely recognized that workers and their families are facing serious constraints arising from the substantial hike in the cost of living. And in other news, the failure to have the right legal controls in place to get the best out of oil and gas audits has cost the people of Trinidad and Tobago millions of US dollars over the years. Some of these mistakes they are still paying for today. In light of this, industry stakeholders of the CARICOM state addressed the need for Guyana to be vigilant when auditing oil companies' bills and implement mechanisms that would guard against abuse. On the sidelines of the recently concluded Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference 2022, stakeholders sought to impress upon this news agency that petroleum cost auditing is a technical function requiring specialized knowledge and expertise. They explained that a multinational oil and gas company have the resources to employ ample financial advisors, accountants, and lawyers. And just before we head to a break, let's tell you that 21-year-old Carol Davidson, a security guard of East La Penitent squatting area, was on Monday beaten and stabbed to death allegedly by 3 females and 1 male who are presently in police custody. Police reported that Davidson was murdered around 10 hours 24 at East Rheinfeld squatting area in the vicinity of Brigdam Secondary School. According to the police, on June 5th, as a result of an old misunderstanding, Davidson was involved in a fight. 4 suspects, who are all apprehended by police, are presently in custody at the East La Penitence police station, assisting with investigations. The time has now moved on to 12 hours 8 in Guyana. We'll return shortly with your news.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Georgetown or in NI, we got you covered. Digicel, better together.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. Clarence Farley, who was arrested last Thursday in Berbice for the alleged killing of his wife, Omega Alt, was on Monday remanded to prison after he was charged for her death. Farley, a 40-year-old mechanic of Crane Village, West Coast Demerara, made his first court appearance yesterday at the Vredenhoek Magistrates Court before Magistrate Faith McGusty, where the indictable charge was read to him. Farley was not required to plead to the charge, which alleges that between May 23rd and 27th last, he murdered 41-year-old Alt. Magistrate McGusty, after remanding Farley to prison, adjourned the matter to June 27th for report. Meanwhile, 20-year-old Princess Williams of Block 3 Providence, East Bank, Demerara, was on Monday found guilty of attempting to extort $10 million from her ex-boyfriend, Kenrick Thomas, by claiming that she would make a police report saying that he attempted to rape her. On February 12, 2021, Williams made her first court appearance and pleaded guilty to the charge. When she made her second court appearance, Williams obtained legal representation and she requested to change her plea. This then led to the matter going to trial. She was then found guilty of the extortion charge. It was also reported that Williams had escaped from lawful custody and was caught soon after. In other news, the body of a 28-year-old boat captain was found in a fuel tank on board a vessel at Adventure on the Essequibo coast early Monday morning. The body was positively identified as that of Saigon Hopkinson, a resident of East Patawa Road, Bartica. According to police, the body was found around 8 hours at Sherland Fuel Depot at Adventure on the Essequibo coast. No mark of violence was reportedly seen on the man's body. It was escorted to the Sadi Public Hospital, where an official pronouncement of death was given by a doctor on duty. Meanwhile, almost a decade after the sod was turned for the expansion of the Chedi Jagan International Airport, Chinese contractor China Harbour Engineering Company is expected to officially hand over the airport to the government of Guyana, June month end. Edgel is reported in the media as saying that the CGIA project with China Harbour remains at $150 million US dollars, 138 of which from the China Exim Bank and 12 million from the Consolidated Fund, taxpayers' money. The minister had cited that the additional works being undertaken by China Harbour are at no cost to Guyana, but through negotiations with the government, which the contractor agreed to do at their own expense. And moving on, regional administrations across Guyana have been in the habit of withholding public funds in bank accounts instead of remitting the monies to the Consolidated Fund or Treasury at the end of the year. This issue was highlighted during the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee's review of expenditure for the regional administration of Region 2 for the years 2017 and 2018 on Monday. According to the Auditor General report for the years 2017 and 2018, millions of dollars collected in the region from the rental of equipment, buildings, and toll fees are routinely placed into 3 Republic Bank accounts. These monies were garnered from activities within the region outside the budget that the region receives from the government. And to wrap things up, the man who was found dead in East Rheinveld with suspected gunshot wound has been identified as 49-year-old Dexter Lynch, a vendor of Mariwini, Linden Susdike Highway. Lynch was identified by his 59-year-old brother on Monday, police reported. On Sunday, police were alerted that there was a man lying in the street of Self-Help Square, East Rheinveld, Georgetown. Police reported that Ranks had received the call around 3 hours 5. Crime scene experts who visited the scene reported that the man's body bore a single gunshot wound to the left side abdomen. While processing the scene, detectives found a .4 spent shell some 6 feet away from his body. So far, no arrest has been made and the investigation into the case continues. Daily, we read and hear stories of the suffering of Guyanese across the length and breadth of this country, while our leaders make empty promises of good life, one Guyana, and securing the lives of the nation's people. Over the past weeks, the reality of poverty in this oil-rich but mismanaged country has not escaped our attention. When we read how desperate were the circumstances of the 3 children who perished in the fire at Mocha, and then seeing pictures of school children being fed plain rice and pepper, one cringes in hurt for this country. Seemingly, with no plan, no vision, no proper program for poverty alleviation, the Vice President Bharat Jagdeo every day is busy running around the country promising citizens part-time jobs and cash grants. And while the initiative in and of itself might not be bad, the unstructured, discriminatory manner in which these things are being rolled out does not inspire any confidence that our leaders care about us. And so the poor remains with us, desperate and disadvantaged, with no leader. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today. Hey, have you missed our newscasts during the week? Well, we've made it easy for you to get back on track. Join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. for the Week in Review. Let's have a rundown of all the stories that took top place last week, shall we? The Week in Review every Sunday at 10 a.m. on Kaieteur Radio.